It's not until tomorrow. It's Tuesday today. Seriously? Has a week gone by already? God, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Here we go. Welcome to Masters of None. Coming up on tonight's show, another top 10 Premiere Pro tips. Completely new. Not just because it went well last week and we want to do it again because we had loads left over. And also, there'll be picks of the week. Adam's definitely got one this week. Wonder if Chris has one. So welcome to episode 14, another top 10 Premiere Pro tips. Yep, nailed that one. Hiya.
Hello, sorry, I was looking around for a pick of the week. I'm sure I can find one. Give me 5 minutes. I'm sure there'll be something available.
Wow, we're so prepped this now, really, don't we? We do so well.
Yeah, nobody would know how underprepared we are with our professional attitude.
Brilliant. Hello, mate.
Hello.
How's your week been?
Yeah, not bad. I had my second vaccine on. When did I have it? Monday. So feeling a bit under the weather, but not too bad. A bit snotty. I think I've also got hay fever. Other than that, I'm fine. How are you? How's your week been?
I'm all right. It's gone really well. I've been quite busy, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's gone quite good.
Double jabbers for the win. What a twat. Is twat a swear word? Can I say that or not?
Yeah, that's it. We're demonetized. Yeah.
Oh, that's demonetized, is it?
Yeah, go on. Don't monetize it. You'll get a strike.
It's already monetized. People are already watching the ad if they're watching on my YouTube channel. So
brilliant. I haven't monetized mine.
I've never had a strike, so I can afford one. That's fine. Just risk it for risk it. Nobody report me.
I might.
Fine.
Yeah.
Do it. See what happens.
Last week went well.
Yeah, I thought last week went really well. I had really good fun doing it. So that's why we decided to kind of do it again. And I think some of, I don't know about you, but some of my tips are a little bit more advanced. Some of them are a little bit basic for like first time users.
I get that. Sorry, I was just looking for the right. No, it's not that one, is it?
Yeah, that one's fine.
Okay, that'll work. We need to remove that, by the way, when we go full screen. I had a quick look back on last week's, and it can kind of hide stuff when we go full screen and stuff. So, yeah.
That's a good point.
Sorry, hope you don't mind. Hello, everyone. Hope you don't mind us literally
fixing the stream live on the stream. Yeah, nobody cares.
Evening, Alan.
Oh, all right. Never mind then. Maybe I didn't do it.
Unless he's watching on mine. But everyone seems to be watching on yours because I have like about 2 views from last week and you have like so many. So let's mix it up a bit. Get yourself over to I'm only joking. So yeah, it went really, really well last week and I enjoyed it.
Really well.
Really, really well. I picked up on that one.
Me and Adam and I have this like running joke because Adam says really, really a lot. So if you ever hear Adam say really, really, I want you guys to type it in the comment section.
I'd really, really like that. I would.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, it went great last week. So I think we'll do more of it. And I kind of get the feeling that might be something. This might be something that we might not necessarily fall back on, but do quite a lot because I enjoy. This is, as I said, I think I said on last week's stream. This is kind of how our drunken Zooms went when we conceived the live stream. We get a good few beers in. Cheers. Sorry. By the way, if speaking to everyone out there, if you're that kind of person who cheerses and then puts it back down, you're dead to me. Even if you've just taken a drink, if you cheers, you take a drink. End of. But yeah, the live streams used to be like that. We used to get so drunk and be like, what? You don't know what a color mat is? Look at this. And we'd share screens and stuff, and it was great fun. So yeah, that's what we like doing. So that's what we're gonna do. Should we kick off?
Yeah, let's stop the rabbiting.
Apologies.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna go first, aren't I?
Yeah. So same as last week. I'll go full screen. You keep an eye on the comments.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, I'm going to be Chris Watkins Media soon. I'm getting a mate of mine's getting me another 2 monitors.
Oh, very nice.
I don't know where they're going to go. You're so underwhelmed. It's hilarious.
You need a triple monitor stand and then have the big one in the middle and the 2 curving around the edge.
I used to have a triple monitor stand, and I sold that triple monitor with triple monitors for a 42-inch 4K TV, which I burnt in, and it didn't work. But anyway, Chris, before we go any further, since last week, your Mr. Horse plugin has required a review and install. You can't do it while it's in because you need to close down Premiere Pro. But please update it.
Okay.
Cracking.
All right, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
See if I've done it next week. So the first thing I want to show you, Adam, I don't know whether it's something you're aware of. It's quite a base. It's like if you're just starting to use Premiere, this is like the first tip I think I'd give anyone. So the way I used to import footage, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this.
Yeah, okay.
If is me zoom in thing not there we go. That's working now. So I've got this is a wedding I shot on Saturday, and I've got all these different folders and loads of different footage from it.
Yeah.
And I used to right click on my media bin or my project bin, and I'd do new folder, and I'd go A7R. And then I'd go back into this folder, and I'd go into my A7R, and then I'd copy a clip from there into there. That's fine. Or I would copy that same clip directly into my timeline. Yeah?
Ages, though, doesn't it?
It does take ages. It doesn't take ages, but there's a much quicker way of doing it.
Yeah.
I need to delete these. How do I delete these? Why aren't they deleting? Why aren't they going anywhere? Why aren't they going anywhere?
Is it because there's also one? Get rid of it from your timeline, and it might be a protective thing.
It's because I'm trying to get rid of. Nope. This is good. Why are they deleting?
I personally, I'd close that project and not save changes.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, what you can do instead of doing that is, the folder is actually called Ryan and Claire. So I could drag that whole folder in, but that's not usually how I work. I would drag all of the cameras in. So I've got audio 1, audio 2, drone, gimbal, monopod. Yeah.
It might seem a little bit simple, but how are you selecting and then not selecting others?
I'm holding control as I click.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So now I can just drag all of these in to the project bin. Takes a few seconds. Then it tells me that it can't do all of the XML files, which is absolutely fine. But now in here, I have all of my footage I could possibly need. And if I click on the drone footage, give it a second, it will load. It does take a few seconds.
So what you're effectively doing is you're creating all these new bins, but all these new bins are being created by the folders that you've created before in Windows Explorer.
Yeah. So when I've done the hard work, when I've copied all the footage over, that Premiere takes that file structure and brings it straight in to the project. And I can go, if I press this little button up here, then it takes me back and I can go into any of these that I want to. Something else that's really nice is if you say once you've opened them, they show up here. So if I wanted to, I could actually bring the gimbal down. Hey, that didn't work. There we go. That worked. So now I've actually got 2 bins. I've got 1 bin of gimbal and 1 bin of drone. And you can do that as many times as you want. So if you had enough screen real estate, you could open every single camera angle you have. So you can just drag and drop it in. For a wedding video especially, this is really useful.
And the beauty of Premiere Pro is that if you scrub through those thumbnails, you can quickly just view what's in that thing. And I don't know if you've noticed, you probably have, but say you're there on that piece of footage, you're about 2/3 in. If you double click on that now, it'll open up into your source monitor, and the playhead will be at where it was when you were scrubbing.
Interesting. I didn't realize that, but I probably knew subconsciously that it did it.
I missed so much footage before I realized that, because I'd double click and then I'd just play through it because I'd hit spacebar, because it'd automatically bring open in the source monitor, and I'd hit spacebar. I'd be like, oh, I thought I had loads of more than that. And it was. There was like about 2/3 of each and every clip that I'd missed because it was before when I'd been scrubbing. That's handy. That I like that. I like having the folder hierarchy. It works very, very well.
Yeah, and if you set it up when you're transferring that footage, it's like a no-brainer. You just have to be smart when you're copying it across.
I'm going to touch on yours actually with my first.
Hey, wait! Look,
I'm so sorry.
We've had our first person saying first, even though they're not first.
Now, all rounder bros, are you just saying that because you're going round, or are you watching? That'd be really interesting. Sorry, is that me? Is that me being a little bit of a YouTube skeptic? But all rounder bros, if you're still watching all rounder bros, write crumpet. Let me get to the right thing. Okay, because I want to show you something that I have found really, really helpful. I'm saying it, doesn't matter. I said really, really. I heard myself. Forget it. If you write really, really, I'm going to kill you. Where's that?
Hey, look, it comes up as you. Oh, you did it first.
No, I didn't write any of them. That's one from you, and you've written them all.
Oh, it replies on every platform. Isn't that good? Didn't know it did that. We know that now. That's good if we ever want to share a link with people.
Right. So you've gone into when you've loaded in this new footage. What were the Ryan and Claire? Do you know what? I'm going to be woke and actually inclusive. And no, who's 7? See, that's not right. This is going to be our wedding, Chris. I know you didn't agree to it, but I'm pretty sure you would have done anyway. So what you've done is, say for me personally, I've got an A7 III, so that's the footage from there. I've also got the A6300, so I know that's there. I've got audio, I know that's there. And then also I've got gimbal, so that's there. And I know there's also going to be music, which isn't audio. I'm talking about audio in the thing or the thing, but do you know what I mean? So that's what you've done, and then you've put into them. Now, I kind of started this when I was just YouTube, and I wasn't doing this professionally. So what I've done is I created a folder template. So each and every one of these are empty folders, apart from video, which has a B-roll and a 2-cam, so A-roll. And script is just script, just to make it nice and neat. Images, animations. Now, all I do is I go into this. I've labeled it Z folder template, so it's always at the bottom within Musing of a Man. And I select them all, copy, and go into Adam and Chris's wedding, and just paste in. And that's my folder structure ready for the project to come in. Now, the only thing that happens outside of here is the project gets saved here, and the animations, if I have to do anything in After Effects, which I'm going with Dynamic Link, I save it. When I go into After Effects, I save it in animations, and that's it.
That's very good.
One thing I noticed with yours is that in the outside here, you have your auto saves.
Yeah.
In here.
Yeah.
For the fastest running system, you need all your auto saves and all your scratch files on a separate hard drive.
Why is that?
It just runs better. So I've got a cache drive which has all my scratch files and all the media cache, because it's caching it on a different drive. So if I go into scratch files, all my autosaves are here. So I don't have to go, if I think, oh God, I need to find an autosave, I don't need to just deep dive into where I was. I just let you go straight into the autosaves, and here's all my autosaves.
Interesting. See, that I don't like that very much. I like my autosave to be in the folder with the footage or the project. I like everything to do with that project to be in the same place, so that if I ever do need to open it again, I can find it. I just want to show you one little thing that you might appreciate. So this is our business side example folder. So this is called an example folder: A cam, B cam, C cam, audio, drone, supporting documents. So we do exactly the same thing. So this is March from last year, but nothing happened.
Isn't it funny how it's like plates. It's like plates for food, not necessarily knives and forks because they didn't go over, but like the Chinese, the Ming Dynasty, and the Western world. At the same time, they developed plates for food and bowls for food, and they had no connection with each other, but they developed that. Went a little bit west with chopsticks over, knives and forks and all that. But isn't it funny how you evolve around the same thing and you have the same ideas? It's mad that. I love that.
Yeah, really mad.
I can't remember picking that up from anyone at all. Just
thinking this would be the way to do it. That's the way you should do it. Yeah.
I think I definitely said it last week. I think this whole industry is all about problem solving, and that is just that's exactly it. So that's my tip. If that's okay. No,
I feel like tonight I'm going to come up with some really interesting tips. And then you're going to elaborate on every one of my tips, saying this is how you should really do what Chris is trying to do.
No, that's not. Oh, please don't take it like that. I really didn't mean that. But yeah, okay. I'm going with one then. Share screen.
No, I was joking.
I'm not. I don't care. You're dead
Fine,
to me.
do it. Do it.
So this is what was my tip? Right. Okay. So this is a project that I built for a local company called Lighthouse, and they installed this guy on his own. Oh, I love this slow-mo. Watch this. Oh, love it. Oh, I love that. No, he just smacks. Just love that. But this is a company called Lighthouse. So they install lighting, as you can see, into eaves and all that kind of stuff. And he did our out the back. You saw how nice it was when you came around. And yeah, he's really, really good. Second, really, really. Now, what I wanted to do, the one thing that I think is really, really important with especially an independent company is try and give them as much as you can. Try and deliver as much as you can. And by what I mean with that is versions of videos that don't really take you that much to change up. So this was the Facebook, as you can see here, it says FB. So this was the Facebook edit, because it can be as however pretty much long you want. So it's 1 minute 12. I then made a 59-second version for Instagram grid. But what I also did was the footage is good. The footage is predominantly 4K unless I was shooting slow-mo. So what I thought was I'd go through the whole sequence and get him some frame grabs just so he could use them, because the footage that you're shooting is good and at least on social media can hold up for a frame grab. So what I did was I brought in this, as you can see on 7, which was his logo. And all I did was I went through and I thought, all right, okay, that's a good photo. That's a good bit there. So I'll take the logo and I'll put it up there. Maybe I'll rotate it a little bit, bring it down. Yeah, whatever. And then just screenshot that and just build.
How do you do a screenshot?
Right. Well, I don't normally hit this either because I've mapped it. But you hit the little, can you see it better if I go full screen? Can you see that down here? There's a little export frame. So wherever your playhead is at, it exports that frame as a JPEG. You can get it to import into the project or not, but it can save wherever you want it to save. I've actually mapped that to C. So anywhere I go along, I just hit C and I'm saving that as a still. So what I did is I went through slowly and I picked different bits. So like say, okay, that's nice there. Let's say we want that there. So let's reset. I don't think you can reset them. Yeah, you can. You can there, and all that kind of stuff. And that's all I did. I went through and I thought about square because these were all square for predominantly square for IGTV. And I went through and I made a full setup really. And if I go to him and find that and images, I brought in all them. And if I bring them into, I'll leave that up actually, because that's going to be what I'm doing next. That'll work well. But if you look there, out. So out of just that project, I've given him two versions of the video. I could even bring out more, but I've also given him a series of images that he can also use that are branded. They've got his watermark on, and they can all be used on his socials as well. So I think it's the easiest way to just get a load of images from the great footage that you've got. A couple of things to bear in mind. The higher the frame rate, the easier and the clearer it's going to be to get a frame grab out of. You have to have a high frame rate, because if not, you've got the motion blur. Now, sometimes you want the motion blur in, but more often than not, you don't want the motion blur. So a high frame rate and a high shutter speed, which is more important even than the high frame rate. But the high frame rate and a high shutter speed, and you're laughing, you can get some great frame grabs, especially if you're shooting in 4K, but equally as good if you're shooting in 1080. Over deliver and do it easily.
Not equally as good.
What? 1080 and 4K?
Yeah, but you can achieve very similar results.
Granted, but if you're looking at an image on an even iPhone 11, which has a top resolution of 720,
get an Android.
Right. What phone did you just get?
Not talking about it. Right.
Okay.
The next, I'll get so much stick. I don't know if you saw the thread of comments I got on Facebook after I posted a selfie on an iPhone.
Oh, was it a month later or 2 months later with you and George on the
yeah. We're not talking about it.
All right.
Let's just say Simon was right. If ever Simon watches this video, Simon was right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you never will. Right. My turn?
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm going to go and get the beer. Sorry. You go.
I'll wait for you to return because I was about to ask you a question.
I'm listening. Go on. This is fascinating.
Who can down their beer the quickest? That's what we should do an episode on. So you use Premiere Pro.
I do.
Why do you use it over DaVinci Resolve? I don't care about Final Cut because Final Cut's on a Mac and we're both on PCs.
Yeah. Although
DaVinci Resolve is the other big boy in this market. Have you ever tried DaVinci Resolve?
Only to I once downloaded and installed DaVinci Resolve to try and rectify a terrible white balance mistake I did on a job, and I knew that DaVinci Resolve was good for color grading, and it didn't quite work because I'm shooting 8-bit on the A7 III and the thing fell apart, so I reshot it. The reason why I'm in Premiere Pro is because when I first got my first professional videographer job, my channel worked as my CV, my portfolio, and he said, "What do you edit with?" And I didn't want to say Sony Vegas because that's all I used at the time, because I had a hooky version of Sony Vegas, and I couldn't afford one, so I said, "Oh, Premiere Pro." And he was like, "Okay, cool. We'll get the suite. We've got the suite with the marketing director." I was like, cracking. And yeah, thankfully they didn't have any gear, any equipment, or any studio for 3 months. So I spent 3 months watching Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects tutorials, literally learning on the job. That's why I use Premiere Pro.
I really like that. That's fun.
Also, it's the suite, isn't it? And although we're literally effectively paying for a beta version of everything, I love being able to jump between Premiere Pro, After Effects, Audition, and Illustrator and Photoshop. I just love the ability.
Nice. Good answer. So I have dabbled with DaVinci Resolve.
You taught me out of it when I was thinking about doing it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why in a second. Why I prefer Premiere Pro over DaVinci Resolve. And there's a couple of reasons, but there's one main reason that I have a real bugbear with, and I don't think they fixed it. If they had fixed it, then I might be tempted to jump back over, because it is a very pleasant editing experience. But shall I talk you through some of the reasons I don't like DaVinci Resolve?
Well,
I'll go with the main one. Let's start with the main. I'll do the main one. The main reason I'm talking about.
Is this your Premiere Pro tip?
Yeah, it is my Premiere Pro tip.
Brilliant.
Let me load this up. So with I won't load this up yet. With DaVinci Resolve, when you log into it, everything is in its own dedicated space, and you've got several different panels, like you do with Premiere, where you can jump between each panel. You've got a sound one, you've got a graphics one, you've got an audio one, and they're all wonderful in their own right, but nothing is customizable. You can't move anything about. So you can have dual monitors, but wherever things are, that's where they live, and you're not allowed to move them.
So you can have workspaces like your Premiere Pro looks completely different to mine.
Yeah. No, every DaVinci Resolve will look exactly the same.
Okay.
Which is a good thing, because if you do ever go to a different place, like someone else's computer, you'll load up DaVinci Resolve and you'll know exactly how to use it. Everything will be in its own place. But if you want to use quad monitors or triple monitors or dual monitors, and you've got a specific setup that you like, it's crap. There we go. Monetization gone for the second time. So the reason I love Premiere Pro so much is, like, when I had a triple monitor setup, I could put anything wherever I wanted, and it was wonderful. So the way I move stuff about, this is my tip. So if I want my Soundstripe plugin to be somewhere else, I can just grab the Soundstripe logo and then pull it over, and this little blue highlighted section is wherever it's going to go. So if I put it on the right-hand side of this monitor, it just drops in there. And you can do this with anything that's got 3 little dots by it. So if I take that program monitor, I can drag that down to there. If I take my audio tracks mixer, I can put that next to that as well. And then I can resize everything that I want to. I mean, you could work completely, every setup could be completely different. And I really like that. I like being able to customize it how I want to use it, not how the program's telling me to use it.
Not only that, but as you can imagine, before you do what you're about to do, you can imagine that it takes such... It's little things, isn't it? It's like when you're a kid and you were getting your bedroom just how you wanted it. And it would take days, sometimes weeks, to like, okay, well, maybe that should be there and that should be there. But there's no worry of messing it up, because if you do mess it up, cue Chris's left finger.
Yeah, you can do reset to save layout, and it'll all go back to normal.
Yeah.
And like,
go on.
The reason I like it so much is, like, you've got all these tabs at the top, which are different workspaces.
Yeah.
And I have, in my LG setup, I pretty much have everything in all of those workspaces accessible. I don't have to jump between workspaces to do different things.
That was going to be my question. With 55 inches of real estate, if anyone isn't aware, but you're
not quite enough.
I was wondering if you do change it up during the editing process. Do you?
No, I don't. No, I stay in the first workspace, and I haven't got it quite how I like it. When I had my super ultra wide, with my 3 monitors above, I had access to everything I wanted. And I had a full screen preview on a 27-inch monitor, and it was just stunning. It was a lovely workflow. Yeah. This is a worse workflow, but it's a better quality picture.
Right.
So I kind of, it evens out.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're so much about the quality of the picture. You said before that you don't want to be going back to 1080. You've got to stay.
I can't do it. I cannot do it. Even editing these wedding videos in 1080 on a 4K TV makes me want to vomit.
The reason why it's 1080 is because you're shooting at 100 frames a second.
Yeah, so if I was going to upgrade, I need to upgrade to something that's 4K 120 frames a second.
That's the money. You see, now in comparison, this is my workspace, and actually I might ruin the look, but I'm only using 2/3 of my screen, because rather than Chris's aspect ratio, I actually have, is that resized, Chris?
Yeah.
I have a 34-inch ultra wide, so it's spread outwards, and I do actually switch about. So this is my main editing setup. I then do have color, which then gives me a much bigger space in here. If I go back to the beginning, because you can't really see anything, can you? But if I go here, I need to get rid of him because that's just really annoying me. But I've got my scopes, I've got all this kind of stuff, and I'm laughing. It works well for me. In proofing, this is funny because Chris, that Emma sits here, and that side, obviously, let me go back to editing. That's almost front and center for me, size down, but front and center for me to edit. But proofing is when Emma looks over and tells me where I've done it wrong. Because
nice, I like that.
Emma's so good. I can't edit with somebody else there in real time, because I think you and I have talked about this before. Your fingers and your head is going too quick to say, oh, should I do this? I can't do that. I can't edit with somebody else. So that's how I edit. But when I'm proofing, I chuck it over to the right-hand side of the screen, because then that's near Emma. I then turn around the monitor. My monitor's on an arm. Actually, you're being covered there. But I turn it round and we both watch it together. And my audio is not normally like that. I don't think I've set that. But my audio used to be set. So this could be all the way, hello, there, give me, there. And you can actually save in here. I haven't rebuilt this since I reinstalled and I hadn't backed. Oh, there, yeah, I have. Audio leveling. So audio leveling has put all the video nice and small because I don't need it. And I've got the room here to, you know what I mean? Play with stuff, which is cracking. And then there's captions, which is all up in here, and it works really, really well. So because I've got a smaller screen, or just because I've got a smaller screen to you, doesn't mean I can't use all that real estate to my best, to my best advantage. And the beauty, exactly what you were saying, of all the different workspaces you've gone here, it's literally one click and it changes. And if you've got multiple, I totally get you. If DaVinci Resolve can't do that, that would really make me not go anywhere near it.
Yeah. I don't know whether you can now. I think they're on version 17 by now, but 17, version 16, you couldn't. And it really put me off. And especially, I was working on a triple monitor with DaVinci Resolve, and you could only use 2 of them. Like, you could only use a dual monitor setup. That was all you could do, unless you bought a card that was like $4,000 or something. There was nothing you could do. They might have changed that by now, but I don't know. People are still watching the video I made of how you use dual monitors, so I can't imagine.
No, if they're still looking for it, I would imagine that changes if you get the whole Blackmagic console. But like you said, you're paying big bucks for that.
Through the nose for it. Yeah. There is a hack to use triple monitors that I found, and I nearly made a YouTube video on it, and then I didn't. But it's something that's in my head, and people do ask. I mentioned it in my dual monitor review, that I knew how to do it, but it's a bit of a faff and it's not very nice. It's not a very nice experience. But people still comment asking me how to do it, and I feel like I should make it just for a lol.
I think you should. I think you should. If there's the call for it, I definitely would. My tip?
Yeah, your tip.
Okay. So my tip is quite simply the source monitor is your friend. And
right, back into my tip then.
Let me start a new project here. Just go for that. And here's my no, wrong project. Here's my source files. So if I look here, these are all the source files. It'll probably take mine even longer to load. Oh, maybe not. So here are all my source files that I like. And you could drag these straight into the sequence you've just made. Say yes, because it's a 1080 and it's 4K, and go through.
I love that shot, by the way, of the grass. I think it's such a cool shot. It's not grass, is it? It's a plant or something.
Yeah, it's a plant. It's a plant.
Yeah, it looks like grass from really low down, doesn't it? Like you're an ant.
Doesn't it? Let me get rid of that. Look on my normal log.
It looks a bit overexposed, though.
It does a little bit. Look at it; it's proper clipped up there. Look, it's blown out. It's blown out. But I can bring it, get a bit of contrast in there, chuck a bit of sharpening on there. Anyway, that's not the point I'm making. What I want to say is that you could then scrub through it and go, okay, I want him going from there. Let's trim it from there. So Q from the end, let him come down, and then get that, and that's W, and then go to the next one. So I've made that cut. But you can do that when you get into something like this and your edit is going stupid and you don't want to be bringing in a whole file to then cut through. This is where your source monitor really is your friend. And I've double clicked it here in the bin, which opens it here. So this is your source monitor, not to be confused. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Not to be confused with the program monitor, which is the output for the sequence. So in the source monitor, you'll see you've got a scrub down here. I've just got a notification about Rocket League. Yeehaw. Don't know.
There's a new map.
Brilliant.
No, it's a new season, sorry.
Okay, yeah, season 4 or something. So we're going from here, and I want to get it from here. So if I hit I and then scrub, I means in and O means out. And actually, there's a bit of movement there. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll cool that. So as you can see here, that is the clip that I've just selected. And I can just grab that and bring that straight into here, do that, and it's already cut for me. When you're looking at a really, really big project, that is invaluable. Not only that, but if you don't need the audio, which I didn't here, and I didn't do it this way in here, if you don't need the audio, don't grab from the middle, just grab from here. And all it does is brings in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not only that, but obviously, as you can see here, there's a little waveform. If you're only grabbing the audio, there's your audio from it.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, and it comes in unlinked as well. So if you brought both instances, it doesn't automatically link and then go crazy. But yeah, source monitor is your friend. If you're building like this, then and you're building a rough cut and you want to do it quickly and you just want it all, comma, puts it straight in where your playhead is. That's not my shortcut, that's Premiere Pro. So if I go there, comma, leave this here, go to the next one, scrub. Right, okay, I'm going to go that little bit of a... Did I go up there? Did I? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So there he is, walking, walk, out, comma, come along here, and in, play along, good, out, comma. You see how it builds your sequence. There's a way to go further than this with automating it with music, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I might do that in a future one, which is a great little tip. But yeah, the source monitor is your friend. You don't just have to grab the footage, get it in there, and start cutting it up. You can do it before it even gets into your sequence. So it keeps everything just nice and tighter and neater.
I love that tip. That's probably my favorite tip you've done so far because...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I remember, like, in Final Cut, you can, like, you know how you said scrubbing through the clips and you can see where it is? You can do that in Final Cut, and you can, if you click and hold, you're basically setting the in and out points. Okay. And then you can just drag that little bit of the clip in. And I always missed that when I came to Premiere. And I was like, oh, I've got to go through this whole clip to find it. And once I started working that way, I was like, right, Premiere Pro makes sense to me. So that's a really good tip.
Yeah.
For people who are new to Premiere, that's a great tip.
It's so handy, not least because if you only want the visual, that's all you need. You don't need to bring the audio with it and
I didn't know you could do that, so I learned something there. Yeah, very good.
Handy.
We've had a couple of comments. We've had your father-in-law?
That's my stepfather.
What does he mean? Cov here.
John Coventry. We call him Cov.
Ah, very good.
I think it's for tax purposes.
Right, fair enough. And we've also got Dr. Nerd. Evening. How's it going?
I'm still pretending he's got a PhD.
Yeah, we'll pretend he has. I think that's fine. Yeah.
I like Dr. Nerd. Evening.
Right. Is it my turn? I'm just going to refer to my list.
Carbon footprint.
I don't really like that one. I do like this one. Right. I just might need to rearrange my Premiere for a second. Right. I'm going to close my Soundstripe one, and I want to see my effects controls. I don't know why they've sodded off, but they're there now. I also want to see my effects. So something that I do quite often, I've shown you this before with sound, is I add multiple effects to a clip. And usually this is to do with vocals, so compression, EQ, things like that. So when I've made a preset in the past and I want to share how I did it. I don't know if I'm making sense. I want to show you. I made a video about this and I struggled to explain it in the video. So if you can explain it better than me, that would be great.
Yeah. Are we talking just audio or general?
Any effects, as long as you have more than one on a single clip.
Yeah. So what you do is there's a general thing that you will do on a certain type of clip in a certain sequence, and you do an effects chain. So it's this effect followed by this effect followed by this effect followed by this effect, and it's the same. It's almost like IFTTT. So it's if this, then that, then that, then that. And what you're saying is that's what you have to do each and every time with each and every clip, and it takes time.
Yeah. So say I wanted to, I mean, this clip doesn't have any audio, so it's not the best clip to show you. Let me find a different clip.
Did you know that you can actually toggle on your DJI drone to record audio?
No, I didn't. I don't see the point, but
no. All you can hear is
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can.
I think that's absolutely pointless, but thanks for the tip.
Completely. You're welcome.
Right. So what I want to do is I'm going to add some audio. I'm going to zoom in. Is that a bit clearer?
Much clearer. I can't wait till I get another monitor.
So I'm going to add. What am I going to add? Let's go up a little bit. I'm going to add. Oops.
Oh, hello.
Effects. Sorry, it's really hard because it's absolutely massive on my screen. I'm going to add.
If you're watching this, folks, and you think that's big on yours, literally everything that you can see on Chris's screen share is 55 inches in front of his eyes.
So I'm going to grab a parametric equalizer and I'm going to try and drag that all the way down here. Where is it? Onto this clip. And then I'm going to go back up and I'm going to add dynamics, which is probably in the wrong order. I probably should have done dynamics first. No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't.
No. You start out the EQ first.
Yeah. What else do we want to do to this clip? Maybe we'll add a de-esser. Is de-esser in here?
Yeah.
We haven't got that in here.
No, there it is. It's two things. If you go to if you X out of that, and if you go to audio effects, amplitude and compression, I only know from memory. Yes.
Right, so now we've got 3 effects on here, and we're not actually going to mess around with the effects, but if you go to your effects controls, which for me is up here.
You could tilde that.
Yeah, I could, but it would still be really small on the stream.
That's very true. Yeah, it's really small on the stream.
So you can see. Whoa, I can't see it. Are you able to see that there's 3 effects?
Yeah.
This is so
brilliant.
Tricky. This is hard work. So those 3 effects are on that stream, and say on that screen, on that clip. That's what I'm trying to say. Those 3. I'm going to have a sip of my beer, compose myself.
So you've got a parametric equalizer, a dynamics effect, and a de-esser all in a chain on that one audio track.
Yeah. And say I had been in and I'd edited all of these different effects to the way that I wanted them, but I wanted to add these same effects with those same settings across hundreds of clips. Or if I like this setup with me sat here talking to the camera, every time I'm editing a YouTube video, I add exactly the same sound effects to that audio channel. So I don't have to do it video upon video upon video. I can just do it in one click. So what I'm going to show you is how to do that. So if I select where it says parametric equalizer, and I hold shift and hold control and select dynamics and hold control again and press de-esser, I can then right click on those 3 and save that as a preset.
Oh, hello.
Did you not know this?
I'm just being enthusiastic.
Oh,
you show me this because I use your background EQ.
Fine. Right. So we'll call this wedding ceremony audio.
Give us a magnify. Oh, that's okay. You won't change.
I only called it that, and then I pressed OK.
Just enter. Okay.
So now, if I delete all of these effects that I had applied,
deleting all that hard work,
and I go, if I type wedding in here, I get wedding ceremony audio, and I can drag that down onto that clip, and then it's really tricky, and then those effects come back with the preset name wedding ceremony audio.
Brilliant. I love that, because I remember I was having a problem with I'm going to prove to you that I've still got it. I'm going to
have to wait. I just need to delete that wedding ceremony audio because it'll really confuse me.
I would. So here we're back in this lighthouse video. I don't think I used it for this because I used Alex Audio Butler. But let me get rid of. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't need it because there was no audio. But if there was talkie, in fact, let's go into this, which is my review of the Neewer S101-300, which was their strobe. And if I just check in effects controls, no, I didn't use that either. Did I use Alex Audio Butler? No, I didn't need to use it. Okay, so this was the problem that I was having, and I came to you and I was like, Chris, I'm really having a problem because the background music in some of the videos is blasting out the other stuff. But the problem I'm having is that when I just bring it down, it's just not sitting right with the end mix. So you said, easy, do this. So this, I can't see where the effect's coming from. Did I just not EQ any of this? Let me just check. Okay, copy down and a quick look into. Okay, so this was an early edit. So as you can see there's the audio and there's the spoken, and it's absolutely awful. Okay, copy down and you can't hear me. So Chris said, do this, and I did, and I saved it, and all I search is BG. So it's BGM EQ, background music EQ for voiceover. and I take that preset that you told me about that I saved, and I drop it onto that clip. Now, what that affects is it goes through the simple parametric equalizer. It's only one effect. It doesn't have to be a chain. It's one effect, and it's minus 18 dB. And the effect is, okay, copy down and a quick look into it. Still a little bit loud, but it's a hell of a lot better. Now, what I do, Chris, and I don't know if you meant this, but can't see because I'm not as cool as Chris, but that says a boost of minus 18, so it's a reduction. So I keyframe that, I go back a little bit, keyframe it again, but that first keyframe, I go to 0. So then it adds that reduction, that minus boost in a keyframe. So what we end up with is, okay, copy down and a quick look into the box. So yeah, I still have it. I still use it. And it's an absolutely great, it doesn't just have to be a chain, does it? It can be any effect that you're always going to use. Just save it as a preset. That's a great tip, that, Chris.
Yeah.
Love
Thanks.
that. I don't,
No, you go.
I don't think you realize how much I've used that preset. Even on
I use it all the time, but it's really hard to explain why it's good. I spent ages making a YouTube video about this, and it's not had very many views because what the hell would you search to find the answer to that? It's really hard.
Not a clue.
Well, maybe a few more people will find it at some point. I'd like to know what your pick of the week is.
Okay, so are you aware of DOD Media on YouTube?
Rings a bell.
He's called David O'Dwyer. He's far too good looking. He really, really does my head in because he's Irish, so he's got that accent, and I just love him. I don't care. I have a man crush on David O'Dwyer from DOD Media. And this is him there. Let me go there, and let me go stop there. Apologies. This is brilliant because if you've ever used anything like this, you won't believe it. It's fantastic. So this is DOD Media. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Let me make it a little bit bigger. And what I just bought because of what you commented on today, the BTS that of Emma shouting at people at one of our shoots, I used this. Of course, I'm going to get ads. Why not? David gets the ad. Sorry, David, but I'm going to skip it. Look at him. I mean, just listen to his voice.
How's it going?
It's so good. Listen to him.
Hi, everyone. David from DOD Media.
Oh, I love him. If my wife's watching, sorry. But it's brilliant. And it's called whatever that teleprompter 2-point thing. And
teleprompter or typewriter?
Typewriter, sorry, 2.0. Right. I saw it ages ago and I meant to buy it. And then I had this thing come up and it was like, it's perfect for it. So it's a Mogert. You'll be happy to know, Chris. Mm-hmm. And it's a typewriter. The reason why he made it is because there isn't one in Premiere Pro. And it's really annoying. So you drag it into here and there it is. That's it. And the way in which it works is that you write whatever you like. Check out that look date. Let me just size it up so you can see it better. You see that now?
Yeah.
Now let me just, I hope it'll still. Write whatever you like. Okay, yeah, that works. So write whatever you like. That wasn't quite right, was it? Because it didn't go fast enough. So here, the write on time, I know where I want it to finish. So I grab that. And no, that's not right. Whatever you like. Was that right? Go right a little bit. Okay, yeah, try that. Does that work? Write whatever you like.
I mean, it looks laggy on the stream, but I assume it looks fine for you.
I think maybe it was a little bit laggy. Maybe I need to speed it up a little bit. Try that. Write whatever you like. Whatever. This finesse.
The timing looks fine, yeah.
And it's so good. I'll cut that and bring it to the beginning again. And it literally will do anything you want, including typos. Anything you want. Forget it. I'm leaving the typos in. Couldn't even care less. And you can get it to write on as slow or as fast as you like. It could be with a SFX or with spoken. In times in his video, he's rotoscoped himself out and he's had the text going behind him. It works so well. You can change the color. You can change to literally. It's just like any kind of text thing in Premiere Pro. So it literally just works like a text file. So it can be anything, and you can change whatever color you want. You can have multiples at different times. More text options here, and then you can bring it down here and put that over there.
How much was this then?
You can add a box. You can turn up the opacity. You can.
Why are you ignoring me? Stop ignoring me.
How much would you pay for it? Bearing in mind the cost of plugins these days.
Yeah, I don't know, 25, 30 quid, something like that.
Cool. £2.
Wow. I need a link to this.
Get over to DOD Media and just get it. It's brilliant. Obviously, I could send it to you because it's just a MoGurt file, but I'm not going to. It's £2. Do you know what I mean? Just get the guy a cup of coffee. He's so good. And I tell you what, it's so useful. He's also said if anyone has any suggestions for any changes, if you can do them, he'll bang them in. That £2 covers you for future updates.
No, I like that. I will buy that.
Not only that, he's a beautiful man. Have I mentioned that?
Yeah, he's probably doing all right in his life. Pretty people always do better than ugly people like us. Sorry, like you.
Oh. Too sure I feel about that, as you were. I think we got time for one more from you, I think.
Shall I do my pick of the week?
Yeah, have you got one?
I just looked over my desk to see what I could find, and there was something which I really like, and I don't think I've talked about it for a very long time.
Have you told me about it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's been on a stream or something at some point, maybe a little while ago.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh, hold on. Cov has said it's awesome with a capital A. Thank you very much, John. It is. It's really, really good. It's cracking. Did you just show me a Sony audio recorder?
I did. I'm going to zoom in.
Okay, well, you know what my question's going to be, but as you were, don't you have your... Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Even Rachel doesn't want to get that close.
Is it going to focus on it? Wait, let me give it a wipe.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Watkins is a professional videographer, and
there you go.
He only takes between 30 and 40 seconds to get focus. Okay, so this is the TR something, I think.
TX650.
Cracking. X being... Okay, talk to me.
It's an audio... 1 second.
All right. Take your time. We were only 1 minute left to go.
It's a dictaphone, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But we use them as audio recorders. They've got a 16 gigabyte internal memory.
Mm-hmm.
They can record for, I think, it's either 12 or 24 hours. It's a long time. They can record
battery-wise, or
both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they are insanely good. We've got 3 of these or 2 of these. I think we've got 2 of these. I think we used to have 3 and now we've got 2 because we lost one. But they are just unbelievable. They've got a stereo microphone, they've got a headphone jack, and you can just pop them in someone's top pocket. You can clip it to their collar. You can duct tape it to a microphone. You can do a million different things. This is like a quarter of the price of one of those.
No.
And it came out 10 years ago. Like, this is so far ahead of the Rode Wireless Go in time. And like, value for money wise, if you're looking to get really clear audio and you're able to put it in someone's top pocket or hide it away, unbelievable. I still use these, even though I've got the Rode Wireless Go 2. Like, if I'm filming a groom or like the wedding ceremony, like I was showing you earlier, I've got one of these in the groom's top pocket and the Rode Wireless Go 2. So if anything happens with the Rode, if it runs out of battery, I've still got a backup. And even like on the speeches at a wedding, we'll have everybody mic'd up, but we'll have these on the table recording the whole thing just in case, because they just go forever. They're amazing.
The form factor is brilliant on them. I've seen a guy who uses... but not only that, the clip is fantastic, but the form factor is they go in like a pen into the pocket, which is brilliant. I also saw that there was a guy, I mean, it's genius, but there was a guy who used these in wedding ceremonies, exactly what you're saying. And for the speeches, he would take one and just LX tape it around the microphone that they were holding.
Yeah.
And that's just next level to me.
We used to do that, but one wedding, we came across a guy, I think it was the groom, who had a microphone, hated microphones, but we taped the microphone to the microphone, and then he was holding it down here.
Oh, it does my head in.
Like, thank you, well, he wasn't like that. He was like, thank you, everybody, for attending the wedding. I'm really glad you all made it. What the hell is going on over there?
Thank you very much, everybody. I'd like to say I've really, really enjoyed today. I'm really, really happy with what I'm doing. Does my head in that, mate. Sorry.
Or the opposite is you get somebody who holds the microphone where that is taped, so you can hear them moving it around constantly. Which is a nightmare as well.
Yeah. That
so
would be nice.
I mean, it does work, but it's a bit annoying at times.
Yeah,
so we tend to stick away from that. We nearly did it at a wedding on Saturday, and then we thought, no, we'll just mic everyone up.
How much are they?
I think they're like £65.
And they shoot and they record WAV. What?
I think they do. Do you want me to check?
Yeah.
I think they record WAV. They might only do MP3, but I will check for you now.
Sony TX
650.
Isn't this crazy? You're watching the live stream.
No, they don't. It only does MP3. Sorry, I was wrong.
16 gigabytes, though. That is it's all right, you know.
We've had a comment from Dr. Nerd. Oh man, don't talk to me about bad mic practice. I did church PA for 10 years. Yeah. People are scared of microphones. Like I'm going to talk to 1,000 people. I don't want a single one of them to hear me.
Yeah. Just look at the general features of that. I don't know if this is a different. This is the TX 650. Did you say?
Yeah.
I love it. On Sony's website, it's £130, including VAT. The playback. No, the recording format is linear PCM and MP3, but the playback format is MP3, AAC, which is lossy, WMA, and WAV. So it is WAV file playback. How does that work?
No idea.
That's
you can't record in WAV, so I don't get that.
I don't understand that at all. That's like saying, right, I'm going to shoot in 1080 and then I'm going to deliver in 8K.
Yeah, well, you could do that, couldn't you? it would just look awful.
yeah. You wouldn't. The client wouldn't come back. Let's put it that way.
Well, it wouldn't look any different unless you're watching it on. It wouldn't look any different.
I think you and I looked off to the same space. I think we look up there for.
If you watched 1080 on an 8K TV, and then you watched 1080 that was upscaled to 4K and watched it on an 8K TV, it would look exactly the same.
Yeah,
wouldn't it? I can't figure it out.
No, hold on. 8K would look the same on a 4K TV and a 1080. No, it wouldn't. Oh God, no.
The other way around, it would make a difference.
Yeah,
if you filmed in 8K and watched it on a 1080 display,
would it make a difference?
Yeah, it wouldn't look as good.
Yeah, it wouldn't look as good as the. Oh, mate.
It's getting. we should end the stream, I think.
This, by the way, if you're still with us, this is the point in a drunken Zoom where Chris turned around and went, "We should live stream this." We've got to that point, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I learned something new. Only one thing, but that was enough.
What did you learn?
That I can drag just the video in or just the audio in. I like that a lot.
Will you use it, though?
Yeah.
Good. Night, everyone.
Whoops.